a rich guy with 2 yachts that bites people. Martha, this gorgeous young fashion designer, is found dead on his yacht. Biting attack history. Biting problem. All I really know about him is he's a biter. I said bizarre and I meant it. Why does he have this gorgeous young girl on his boat? It just gives the ick factor, the skeeve, the something is very wrong. I'm not believing anything anybody's telling me right now.
So this remains a mystery.
Oh, Joseph Scott Morgan, Joe Scott, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, which has an incredible new building. I was just there for its commemoration for criminal procedure and forensic sciences. Author of Blood Beneath My Feet and star of a hit podcast, Body Bags with Joe Scott Morgan. Joe Scott, don't you just love it when conveniently it turns out to be the victim's fault that she's dead on a yacht at midnight, just as she's leaving to catch an Uber to go home to her boyfriend's, to their apartment, and the owner is running around naked? She did not show any signs of an OD, nothing, when she called the boyfriend. Everything was fine. She's like, hey, I'm on the way home. I'm catching an Uber. I'll be there before 1 a.m. And then now she's dead and this naked dude's running around? How convenient to try to suggest it's really her fault she's dead.
Yeah, there's several flies in the proverbial ointment here, Nancy. One of my sources actually revealed to me earlier this week about that there was a white powdery substance found in the salon area of the boat. That was on the surface of the bench seat.
I'm sorry, what's the salon area of a yacht? What is the salon?
The salon is like the gathering area. It's almost like a living room. In this boat, it would kind of be, no pun intended, kind of sunken, if you will. So there'll be like bench-like seating in there that's rather plush and comfortable. And one report had come out early on that said there was a white powdery substance found, and implying that that was actually some type of illicit substance. Hey, Nancy, guess what it turned out to be? Fingerprint dust. So there's a lot of unreliable information coming out about this case specifically.
Stoppy. Hold on, Joe Scott. I need to hear that again.
Yeah.
Will you tell me that one more time? This is extremely significant.
Yeah, because there's somebody that has released information about this that is trying to drive the narrative, I think, relative to this, because we don't have anything back from the lab. We don't have anything back regarding any contents were found on the vessel itself, where they were testing anything out there. Also, we don't have tox. Nancy, you and I have been doing this for a long time. We know that toxicology results take a long time. And listen, it doesn't matter what kind of priority we might think the case has to have. It doesn't mean you're going to get bumped up in the line for a postmortem examination as far as tox goes at the state crime lab. So we have to wait and see what's going on. People are jumping to a lot of wild conclusions here. And let me just put it out there. The ME is saying that there is no trauma visible. That's at least their initial statement to her remains. So this remains a mystery.
What were you saying about fingerprint dust?
Yeah. So on the bench itself in the salon, there was dust on the surface of it. People were actually saying early on that this was some type of unidentified substance, actually implying that it was some type of drug residue. Well, nothing could be further from the truth, at least at this point. But what has been confirmed is that was actually fingerprint dust. So we do know that crime scene elements were out there dusting the surfaces, looking for any kind of latent prints that might have been in that area or adjacent to her or on any number of the surfaces inside this vessel.
I mean, Dr. Bethany Marshall, we need to shrink. I haven't even gotten into all the facts right now. But biting, that's a whole nother can of worms. I'm going to get to the biting incident. This guy who owns the Durnan Group Insurance Company, naked, running around, claiming she's his girlfriend. Why is he not doing CPR? But that aside, what do you make of that?
Well, biting is a sign of primitive rage. And when I say primitive rage and aggression, I mean it comes from a very infantile, childlike place. In other words, this guy is not functioning in a manner that his prefrontal cortex, or let's say the braking system in the brain, is working very well. It appears he has no braking system in his brain. Of course, if there's a lifetime of cannabis abuse, that may have contributed to that. What's interesting is that the man that he bit was a first responder, a beloved member of society, somebody who risked his life to help the public. And this insurance guy bites him. I also think it's interesting that the clothing line this guy invested in was bikini and beachwear. This guy seemed like the kind of guy when I was 25 years old and out and about with my friends. He seems like the lecherous guy at the end of the bar that all the girls would avoid, like playing the guitar, smoking pot, throwing around his money, wanting to invest money in other girls' bikini businesses. I mean, you said it had the skeeve factor. It
You
really
got
does.
an old biter at the end of the bar strumming Grateful Dead. Not interested. Forget when you were 25. Not interested now. No offense to the Grateful Dead. They were awesome, but you know what? Good point. What is his way of attracting women? Since the Grateful Dead lyrics aren't working and the two yachts that we know of aren't working, did he invest in her business, as Lauren Collins said, for ulterior reasons? This guy has not been charged with anything that I know of since his biting attack on a first responder. But back to Lauren Collins joining me, investigative reporter and star of Pop Crime TV on YouTube. Lauren, today is an overwhelmingly sad day because this young lady has been put to rest with her mother reciting over and over a prayer she normally recited every Tuesday, St. Martha's Prayer for intercession and comfort during adversity. I'm just thinking of the mom and the dad. I mean, my dad, when he would see me when I graduated, when I was trying cases, they would come watch the cases, particularly the worst ones. I remember at Dancing with the Stars, when I didn't get thrown off one night, I looked across the ballroom and my father was crying about what I was going through, right? And I think of this mother back home in a small town, putting her daughter, all those hopes, all those dreams, burying her and reciting St. Martha's Prayer. The funeral was today, right?
Correct, today. And it was a beautiful funeral per the Irish Independent. It was in a very small town, her hometown of Carlow, Ireland. And they had an American flag and an Irish flag next to her casket. And her boyfriend spoke beautiful words about her, as did her sister, Jackie. She spoke about this unbreakable love that they shared, this sister bond. And to quote Jackie exactly, she said, quote, "You taught me everything I needed to know in life. I didn't always see you, but I always knew you were there." And oh my gosh, I'm about to cry just saying that. But yes, it was a beautiful, beautiful service.
Hello. My name is Martha. I am the founder and CEO of East by East. So East by East, it is a resort wear brand. East by East stands for New York for the Hamptons. Our tagline is built in the city, made for the sun. I absolutely adore it. I think it resonates with so many people on so many levels because I feel at some point everyone in their lives are, grinding, that city life, but everyone's just destined for the sun. I know I am, and pretty much everyone else is.